Hello, everyone, and you're watching Hit or Miss, the late edition. I was shooting out with Ellis in the backyard. It just got dark. We just got done packing everything up, but yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's just we were having so much fun shooting in the backyard, we lost track of time. So I apologize that we're late and whatnot, but the show must go on. And remember, it's Hit or Miss, Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock-ish. So we got jumping in. We've got AWAG 1000. What's going on, AWAG?
Hiya. How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. So
thank you for the invite.
Yeah. So I'm just letting everyone know the reason why we're late. I was out in the backyard shooting firearms with Ellis because Ellis came over and he wanted to shoot a lot of guns. He had to sight in some of his rifles. So we went and sighted in some of his rifles. We had dinner on the grill, and we just chilled and talked. So
shrimp on the barbie.
No, it's just burger and hot dogs.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we had a good time, and he's got some video footage of us going out there and shooting a little bit. So check the Outlaw Hatfields channel for some of that footage, because I didn't do any footage. I set up the whole backyard area thing, and at that point I was so tired I could not do any footage. I just wanted to shoot the guns, drink some cola, and just relax, because I put one of those canopy tents, the 10x10s. I put one of those together by myself without any help. And you're supposed to have two people to set one of those up. So,
man, what are you complaining about? What's going on?
Yo, it's the Travis. What up?
Yo, what's up, man?
It's Travis P.
Man, I was about to go do something else. I'm like, you know what? The man let me down. I'm just gonna have to go. I got a rifle over here I gotta clean. I'm still putting stuff away after getting back from the range today. But I'm here. So what's the deal, man? You fall asleep or what?
Did you not check Outlaw Hatfield's live stream earlier?
I did watch a little bit of it. I was at the range for 4.5 hours today, so I didn't really get a chance to listen to any live
streams. So we were at the range longer because we were in the backyard shooting.
Yeah, whatever.
He was sighting in his rifles.
Sorry. Okay. No, I know. I remember
it's nice. It's nice that you're jealous and all that, but I don't want you to be jealous. I just want you to know that we were out there in the backyard shooting, talking, and just being Hatfield and relatives.
He mentioned it last night, and then I mentioned it a couple times. He was going to be coming out to your place, and he was going to bring some ARs with him and stuff, and you guys were going to do some shooting. So I listened to about half of the podcast. I think he had mentioned it when Gunpowder Beauty was on. She was talking about moving. Was that 3 nights ago? He had mentioned it, and then I think last time he mentioned he was going to be coming out to your place too. So was it nice and cool outside?
No, it's hot as balls.
Actually, we were about 80.
But I did go and get a canopy tent, a gazebo canopy tent.
Yeah.
So that it's not as hot as balls on me when I'm out there shooting. So I should be able to do better videos now.
Good. No, it is nice having some shade. Yeah.
It's just, how that South Carolina weather can get, how muggy it can get. And if the sun is on you, it's like 10 times as bad.
No, it's just, yeah, it's not comfortable.
You don't want to be outside.
No.
So
I hear you, man. Cool. So
Travis, I saw that you got a taste of the 357 SIG.
Dude, I'm in love with a SIG, man. SIG 357 SIG. I shot it through the Glock 32. It's sitting over here.
And for those that did see Outlaw Hatfield's thing, we were going to go live out there, but it kept getting dark. It got way too dark after we were done with dinner to go out there and do any footage or go live outside. It just wasn't possible because you people would complain that they couldn't see anything. Not that they're seeing anything right now, but you know how people are. Not that our viewers are like that, but again, hey, there just wasn't any way.
Yeah.
I never used the lights on my tractor, and it was so dark back there. I had to use the lights on my tractor, even though they're shitty.
It'd be nice if you could put up some inexpensive lighting that you could run something you could run out and light up some targets, and so you could maybe go like 50 yards or something, and just kind of play around in the low light conditions. You can probably set something up, like some of those stand-ups for a garage.
I got to get that backyard cleared. I really do, so I can actually put down a proper building. I can put down some lighting, some solar lighting, even like CloverTech did. Do
you want me to bring my chainsaws? I can leave right now.
Dude,
if you live nearby, I would. I love cutting wood.
I've got 2 chainsaws already, so be my guest.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Drag John with you.
We'll do that, man. I'll go get him and then come south.
So since we've been shooting all afternoon and all day, I haven't actually been able to go and check up any news or anything that's going on. So if anybody has a topic, please go ahead and just link it to us and we'll go over it and whatnot. I'm kind of tired right now.
Need the linkage, please. Maximum linkage up in here.
So what's going on with you, Travis? How are you enjoying the summer vacation?
It's funny. The honey-do list pops out, and that's fine. I've gotten so much stuff done. Today I finally got the last truckload of branches and bark and crap that's been in my yard in the alley next to my house out to the city yard. Took care of that this morning. Then I went out to the range. I don't want to do a cheap plug, but I got a scope that was sent to me by a company to test out. I just put the video up on Patreon today. It's a $37 3-9 by 40 scope. And the thing's amazing what you can get for $37. I mean, I didn't even know if the thing was going to keep 0, but I ran 75 rounds through it. So if you guys are looking for a nice cheap scope to put on, say, a 30-30 or an AR or an AK, it's called the Sonic King 3-9. Just look it up on Amazon. So yeah, good stuff, man. If you want a good cheap piece of gear, it's going to work.
I didn't get a chance to take some footage. I'll probably take some tomorrow with the last ammunition I have until I get some more into the mail or through UPS, FedEx.
Yeah.
But I went out and shot the C308 again, and Ellis shot it, and Ellis like, I like this rifle. And I go, I do too. That's why I bought it. But yeah, no hiccups, no nothing. The Set Me trigger group, no. Just put an HK91 PTR 91 trigger group in your C308 and you'll be done.
So it ran solid all the way through for you today. Is that the one you picked up in Tulsa, the trigger pack?
Yeah, that's the one I got from P26
Oh, okay. And it's nice now, huh? No problems?
No problems. Smooth as butter.
Cool.
So as I figured it was the trigger pack and the Set Me trigger pack, I've thrown that away. I destroyed that. If I wasn't worried about ricochets, I would have taken it out back and shot it. That's how much I hated that trigger pack.
I mean, you could have sent it to me and I could have machined on it and made it beautiful.
Well, let me put it this way. When you pull the charging handle back on a Century C308 or a PTR 91 or an HK 91, it's supposed to go all the way back and then go back forward. It's not supposed to go back halfway and get stuck on the ejector lever. So
I fixed that issue with mine, and then I got bored with that rifle and I sold it.
I love that rifle. The only other rifle I want other than that, I thought about it. I thought long and hard, and eventually I think I may go and look at getting a FAL, but I still like the C308 that sent me the HK91 rifle over the FAL better. I just want a FAL to have one.
So, okay, I got a question about your C308 because, they've got them for sale in Classic, and last year they had a heck of a deal on them. If a person buys one, they should not expect a 100% fully functional rifle out of the box, right? They need a little bit of tweaking. They need some cleaning. They need a little bit of work.
If you buy a C308, I'm going to say, yeah, you might need to do a little tweaking on it. AWAG had some issues with his.
I was very disappointed.
Though I'm going to say that he might have gotten a fluke out of a whole bunch of them because I didn't get mine like that. Mine wasn't like that when I got mine.
Well, and they're making them with parts kits, and you don't know how much wear and tear there's going to be on this spring or that spring or this pin. I mean, if you get one, you can slowly start to build it up into the rifle you want it to be. And I'm not opposed to them at all. I'd love to have one. That's one of my, that and the FAL are two of my favorite rifles. Right. But yeah, I mean, if you get one, I read the reviews, you kind of read some of the, not horror stories, but a lot of guys talking about how kind of rough the finish is on them or the parts. Maybe they've improved them a little bit too. I don't know, but I think it'd be cool to own one of those.
Yeah. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cool rifles, but I was just greatly disappointed in the manufacturing process of said rifle.
Well, I mean, they're slapping in different parts kits trying to bring something to you. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. In my AY, maybe you'll agree with me on this. Wouldn't it be better to just, I know we're almost talking double the price, but just get a PTR 91, like the GI model, and just not have to worry? Wouldn't you say the fit and the finish and the quality of parts are, instead of having to hunt around for parts and try to diagnose problems with it? Is that what you would do if you could do it again?
That is exactly what I would do. Is honestly with the PTR 91 is I picked one up at a gun show lately, and it was an old one and it was used. So I know, like, a used rifle. The guy said that had 1,000 rounds through it, so it's been pretty well used. The fit and finish, the welds where the front trunnion are, and basically how the receiver is, not the receiver, the receiver as a whole has been welded because it's a stamped steel receiver. The welds were a lot cleaner. The trunnion, I honestly, when you look straight down the rifle, not really looking down the iron sights, but looking like a top-down view of the rifle, the PTR 91 was much more visibly straight than the Century gun. And when I got my Century gun, the charging handle wouldn't move at all because the front part had actually been like twisted. Because I don't know how they welded it, but I could tell that the welds on the Century gun were obviously too hot of a weld, and it actually warped the metal itself. So I actually had to like basically bend it back in order for the rifle to be straight, and it was just unnecessary work, and I actually hurt myself doing that. So
wow.
I would just say wait for a PTR 91 to go on sale and just pay the extra $300-400.
Yeah, if you can afford it and you're going to be able to save it, and something's not going to come along and take up all your money, then yeah, sure, go for that. Go that route. Or, get a C308 and just acknowledge that you are going to have to do some work and put some work into it before you go out there and shoot it. So I will say that there are occasions where someone gets one that has nothing wrong with it. It runs flawlessly. That has happened. Mm-hmm. It just, AWAG got a lemon, and he is sour because he got a lemon.
I disagree with you, dude. There's a lot of people that bitch about problems with them. I mean, I'm not going to put everything in the reviews, but when you see the negative reviews, it's frequent problems that people have with them. I mean, but again, you got to go into it knowing that there is a possibility. It's a parts kit gun. I mean, it might need some refurbishing,
Do this. If you buy one, go and check it, and then just replace the trigger pack with a PTR or HK91 trigger pack, and you're done. Really,
how readily available are those, though? I mean, you can find them online. I've never looked for parts for one of these things. So
now they're on hkparts.net all the time now. Mm-hmm. I don't know why mine were back ordered, but they were at one point. Maybe they just didn't get enough of it in there, but they have them now. You can also get them off of everygunpart.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could get set me parts on since everygunpart.com their stock rotates, because I believe where this guy gets them is these parts kits are like you he gets them from multiple sources. People either sell him guns that they don't use or not safe to shoot anymore, and he basically takes the receiver part or the serialized part and cuts them up and chucks them. Or he basically buys, from what I've seen, some of these guns are, I guess, how do you say it? Like almost evidence guns. from like crimes and such that he buys at auction or something, and he cuts up the receivers and sells them as parts. That's what I think. How he gets those parts kits, because some of the parts kits, like there's an AMD rifle on there that's been heavily modified. So I don't know if it's a stolen gun or something like that that's turned up in police evidence or something. But you don't necessarily find modified guns cut up for parts kits. It's not very common. So his stock rotates, but when it comes to like the SETME and the G3 rifles, you can look up Apex Gun Parts sells parts kits. Guns Numeric in New York has parts kits. Where else? Another website is called whatacountry.com. They have parts kits that normally you really can't find. They're the only place that I know of that still has AK-74 parts kits, and that's where I got my parts kit for my AK-74s.
AWAG won't agree with me on this, but I'm going to say this right now. If you get a Century C308, just replace the trigger pack with an HK91 or a PTR91 trigger pack. They're out there. All you have to do is just look, but replace it. You really do need to replace it.
Still doesn't fix a bent rifle.
No, it won't fix a bent rifle, but it will fix a bad trigger pack.
Yeah, I can agree that the trigger are very abysmal on the Sentry guns.
So, anyways, let's see what we have out there on the gun channel side. We've got G-Webs out there. No, G, we aren't still shooting. We were earlier, but we had to pack it up after dinner. We did get a few shots off, but we weren't able to turn hit or miss on and do hit or miss out there because it started to get dark quickly. And that backyard is not illuminated, so we couldn't do it. Yep, no problem. We love hosting the show on Gun Channels. So if anybody doesn't know, we're live on Gun Channels, so go check gunchannels.com out. Calaveras is asking is why it's quiet. It's not quiet. It's just there's more going on the YouTube side in the chat than the Gun Channel side. I don't know why. It's just how it is.
It's not that we're quiet. It's just that we're lonely.
Kind of an interesting philosophical question.
Foos, if you're going to be a smartass, be a funny smartass. And that's not funny, Foos.
Nice, right, guy. Can we discuss this amongst our panel? There's a neat little philosophical question that David Bowling posted out on the chat.
Okay, what did David Bowling say?
Do people buy a firearm around the ammo or the ammo based on the firearm?
It depends. If you're a fanatic about a firearm, you'd buy any type of that firearm, no matter what caliber it is. Much like the AR system, people are like crazy over the AR-15 system, and the AK as well. And I'll be honest, I'm one of those people that's fascinated with the AK system. But
yeah,
there are other people that are fascinated with a cartridge, and they want every single gun to be in that cartridge. Much like the AR-15 crowd. It's
like Jumpy with the 10mm.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta have 10mm. It's a man's cartridge.
10mm. He's like Groot, man. All he says is 10mm in like 15 different tones.
Yeah, he says, I am 10mm.
I am 10.
No, I am 10mm.
10mm.
The fist of God, like, you know.
But no, if I get a firearm, I want it in at least the original caliber it was made with. It was designed with, okay? So with the 1911, obviously I got to have one in 45 ACP. Even though it was originally designed in 38 ACP,
38 Super.
That 38 Super is based off 38 ACP. But John Moses Browning changed it to 45 ACP at the government's request. Because 38 wasn't as strong around as 45 ACP was.
It make people that like 1911s get all mad because you know what's better than a 1911? A Browning High Power, because he designed it to be better than the 1911.
Yeah, by using an older cartridge. By the way, the 9mm cartridge is older than the 45 by at least the World War.
Didn't Browning die before the Browning the high power was even finished. It wasn't like his initial design and then it was
in the
finished
mid
by one of his
30s.
engineers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Not that
again,
it matters, but yeah.
You want to
But
know
again-
what's older than 9mm and still around today?
My ex-girlfriend. Wait, what?
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
No. 22 long rifle. Oddly enough.
Oh.
but again, with the 1911, it's a good gun, but that's why I got it. I mean, my AR-15s, I have to get my AR-15s in 5.56 just because while I like 223, I don't want a firearm in just 223. I like being able to use 5.56 or 223 in the rifle. Granted, if I want to spend the extra money, I'd get the 223 Wild barrel over the 5.56 just because the 223 Wild is just a hair's more accurate, but just by a hair. So that's the only reason why you want a 223 Wild barrel over, a standard 5.56. I got an AK-47 or an AKM variant in 7.62x39 because, well, I wanted an AK in 7.62x39 because steel case ammo is cheap.
I was about to jump down your throat for a second.
Oh
Because
man,
of that AKM and AK-47.
Link's throwing down on you, AWAG. 5.45 is a hipster cartridge, grossly overrated. I don't know. I think Spetsnaz would probably beg to differ with you on that one.
Grossly overrated, just like AWAC 1000.
You know what's grossly overrated than 5.45x39 is the 9x39.
What the
That's
hell is
more of
that?
Look it up. It's the Ventura's VSS.
Who did what? Is that spaghetti sauce?
It's an integrally suppressed AK.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I got a Beretta 9mm I got a Beretta 92 in 9mm because it's the original cartridge that made it. So, there you go.
You buy a set me in 308 when it was originally made for a different cartridge.
Yeah, 7.62x51 set me, which they don't fucking make anymore, and they converted all the set me's over to 7.62x51 NATO because, hey, guess what? That's just what they did. But then they rebarreled all those or they used different barrels. They used 308 barrels in those parts kits because, shooting only 7.62x51 through that gun is not viable because in some places all you can get is commercial 308.
True.
So,
but also 7.62x51 is also lower pressure than 308. So that's why they chamber them in 308.
Yep.
Link. 5.45 is not hard to get in the U.S. Maybe locally in the store, but if you go on Sportsman's Guide, they've got 15 different varieties of 5.45 you can get. I mean, I'm not trying to. You could go to Cabela's and probably not find a box of it. Walmart's not going to carry it. I don't disagree with you on that, but
I just went there the other day.
Okay. Well, yeah. Sometimes they vary a little bit in what they offer, but it is not. I mean, I'd love to have a gun in it, but the guns are so friggin' expensive for it. That's why I just wouldn't consider 5.45 unless I can get AWAC to build me one.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a while because the Super blew ahead gasket because reasons.
Because you like having a car that's old as dirt, that's older than you.
Hey man, it's cool, it's classy, and it'll kill you.
Stop being such a fucking hipster and get a real car.
I'm not a hipster yet. I don't have the man bun or the gauges.
And I got a car from the 90s, and I'm definitely not a hipster. And I could never have a man bun. And skinny jeans are way too small for me.
Okay. The chat is kind of borking out on the Gun Channel side. I don't know what's going on with that. Travis P11 says, what's up? Calaveras says, G-Webs, did you pull the Minuteman University about 1934 in the NFA? No. Calaveras is also saying, I really like the 308 Winchester, so I have purchased rifles around that. For a hunting rifle, I want a 1911 just because it's a 1911. Foos is acting for a link. Tell him to refresh the Gun Channels page because I sent him a link. It's in there. G-Web's asking how we're all doing. I'm doing great. How are you doing, Travis?
I'm doing awesome, man. How about you?
I'm doing good. AWAC, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing swell. How are you?
Good. So that's how we're doing tonight. We're doing good. We're just sitting here chatting. If anybody wants to jump in, just ask for a link like Foos did, and let Foos try and figure out how to get in here. So there we go. So there he is. There is the abuser. You know, we have to take so much abuse from Foose. And he's not saying anything. I don't know if that's good or bad. So, but
Always the silent ones.
yeah, I'm a proponent. Back to the conversation. I'm a proponent of buying a firearm of which is designed with a certain caliber, with its original caliber. Okay, now with the 1911, or the original caliber was 38, not special, 38 ACP. But again, you know, the government asked them to change it to 45, and they did it. So, but yeah, I mean, 12. I've got a 12 gauge shotgun, and a 12 gauge shotgun is 12 gauge. I mean, there you go.
Ain't nobody gonna argue with a 12 gauge. I can agree.
Yeah.
Anybody hear me?
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
we can hear now.
Loud and clear.
Well, 5.45 is not an overrated cartridge.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I didn't say it was. Somebody out in the chat
Oh
said
my
it.
god, yeah, that's if you've ever shot one, you would know it's not an overrated cartridge.
Well, he gave his reasoning for it, and what he was saying is that it doesn't offer much of an advantage over, say, 223.
Whoa. Hey,
Just
it's a
the
great advantage.
the plethora of
It's-
ammo for
it's-
223 out there.
It shoots flatter. It's a little bit lighter.
Velocity is
And-
about the same.
Mhm.
And also, 545
yaws.
actually yaws like it's supposed to on impact with fleshy targets, unlike the 223 Remington, where
Oh my
it
God, yeah.
maybe sometimes yaws because of the short bullet design.
Yep. Because the 5.45 is a really long bullet.
Long and slender. And
Mhm.
545 is a true 22 caliber.
It's actually, if you look at it, it's a 21 caliber.
Really?
Yeah, if you actually do the math, it's
Oh
21.
snap!
So,
Got some
te-
knowledge up in here.
so
But still.
technically, that whole 22 caliber for the NFA, 5.45 technically goes to do that.
Oh, my.
It is omitted from that because it's less than 22 caliber.
I must have now that you said that, I'm gonna have to go through all of my 545 now with dial calibers and make sure about it.
Well, I mean, if you do 5.45, geez, how do you do that conversion? There's a conversion. Crap.
Millimeter to imperial.
Yeah.
Yay! Quick maths.
Do the math.
I'm trying. I'm in the middle of doing research on my car.
We must do
Because-
research.
Uh,
I'm trying.
How to get it running? Is that?
no.
Look, I might have a CPX2 floating around that I'd be able to trade you for in its current state. So
You're funny.
I know. No, he's got to get his baby up and running again. I know how you feel, Duke.
Oh, okay. So it is a 21 caliber. 5.45 millimeters is 0.214. So it is a 21. It's a 21 and a half caliber.
Just round up. Just call it
I
22.
know, but for the NFA, the whole armor piercing thing is exempt for 22 caliber. So that whole whenever someone had that pistol in 5.45, and they said the 7 and 6 was now armor piercing. Actually, per the definition of law, it's not because it's exempt because it's smaller than 22.
Interesting. But still.
So the whole 7 and 6 ban was much ado about nothing. Then it really shouldn't have even happened. Is what you're telling
Yes.
us, or what?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're telling you.
Well,
Not only
Yeah.
that is the benefits of 545 over 223 is that it actually has less recoil energy than a 223. So, I mean, take that as you will. But it's comparatively on paper, it doesn't add much. But in the real world, the amount of convenience this round gives is pretty high. Low recoil, flat shooting, accurate. It's just the rifles themselves that are inherently inaccurate.
something on top of that, because it's the tapered cartridge, it extracts easier as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of gun chat going over on YouTube side, and I'm checking the gun channel side here.
I welcome gun chat. If anybody wants to jump in here and get in on this gun chat, just shoot me an email or a link, and I'll send you a link. All right.
But so you're talking about how like inherent the guns are.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 5.45 that I built,
mm-hmm.
and I've taken that out to 500 yards,
mm-hmm.
2/3 size silhouette, and I was banging it all the damn time.
Oh yeah,
it's not difficult to do.
What kind of a drop were you having at 500 yards there? Were you having to just aim up right on the top of the gong, or what's the drop on the ballistics on that?
Not much.
Okay.
I was aiming headish area. I was hitting torso.
Okay.
Yeah, it has very little drop because of the extremely high ballistic. The bullets themselves, it's not so much the velocity. It's actually, I think, like 150 feet per second slower than 5.56, but the bullets are almost twice as ballistically efficient.
Coefficient of drag on them.
Actually, whenever I was putting it out of my either out of my Polish tonsil or my Bulgarian one, I was getting about a little over 3,100 feet per second out of a 16-inch barrel.
Oh wow!
With a 7.6.
Yeah, I haven't got my hands on 7.6 yet because my rifles, the muzzle brake has to be pinned, and if I were to use corrosive ammunition, it will corrode the inside of the muzzle brakes. So I didn't want to have to deal with that, so I just buy Hornady stuff. But other than that, the Hornady stuff is even more ballistically efficient than the 7.6 because they use the VMAX tips.
Mm-hmm.
So they're incredibly flat shooting.
Yeah, and those are what, 60 grain, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 7.6 is 53. So. Yeah,
I have the Bulgarian AK that I built. I have a build video on my YouTube channel if anybody wants to check me out. It's very it's not very professional, I should say. I mean, it was my first time pretty much building an AK from the ground up, essentially. But other than that, it's been a great experience. The rifle's stupid accurate because I went overboard with building this thing, so it's like one of the most perfect AKs that you can get, or that I've built. Because this is how in depth I am with OCD and stuff. Is the rear sight? There's a little bit of play in the rear sight between the front trunnion and the rear sight block.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was, when I had the barrel on my mill, I put the rear sight block on, and I measure the distance to the inside of the trunnion, and then I measure the outside of the rear sight block where it fits into the rear trunnion. And I took that difference, and then I split it in half, and I got myself a feeler gauge in that size. I think it was like 0.012 of an inch, which is, I think, 13 hundredths. Yeah, around there. And I put it that it's basically acting like a wedge. So when I drilled the pin for the rear sight block, it's perfectly centered in that trunnion.
Nice. Yeah, I have my Bulgarian one. It's straight. The one I sold to Knight, it's canted ever so slightly, and the one I have is canted ever so slightly. The front side is.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that when I did accuracy testing, I didn't even have to move the front side at all. Yeah, it was just like dead square center.
Yeah, so I got a populated barrel.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't have the drill press that's stable enough to do all that stuff. Now, I do have a guy, he has an SOT up in Springfield. He said that if I really want to fix that, he has oversized pins that we could fix that, but it's good enough for me.
Yeah, and that's most of the time is the AK platform is made to shoot fast, and it's basically it's almost the blitzkrieg almost ideology of fighting with the AK rifle. You just shoot fast and accuracy with volume, basically.
It's overwhelming firepower.
hmm
So
So there's a little history lesson for you guys that don't really understand the AK platform that much.
I feel so knowledged.
It learned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody please make that a patch.
it learned
Get learned.
or get learned.
I will work on that. I will work on the learnt patch. So, all right. So, anybody else have any topics about guns or any guns they want to talk about?
They're making the semi-automatic AA-12 that came up in the chat over here. That they're making so many of them.
Why did you have to tell me this?
I already mentioned
you know
this
why
the
you'd
other
have to
day.
take out a loan on this. Yeah,
How much is it?
$3,200.
It's
Oh my
$3,200.
god!
The one is 3,000 without the Picatinny rail. The
Good
other
God.
one is 3,200 with the Picatinny rail.
Now, I'm not a smart man, but if they would market those things for say $800, they would sell like hotcakes. I think a lot of guys would want to add one to their collection because that's about the price point where you start thinking, oh, maybe not, but $3,200. They're going to sell all 200 of them. I guarantee there's people with money that have them. Yeah, 2,000 of them is what they're making, I guess. Is that right, Link? But 3,200, come on, dude. But if you do them for $800, put them in regular production, we'll be buying them up left and right. Just like if they can make a $500 or $600 MP5 clone. I got a feeling when PSA launches that, it's probably going to be fairly popular too. The thing. Here's what gun manufacturers don't understand. Guys like us, we've got our ARs, we've got our AKs, we've got our shotguns. We're happy. That new thing comes out and it's within that $500 to $1,000 range, and we don't have it. Chances are we're going to buy it. I mean, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but just look at some of the guns that have come out recently where people are just snagging them up left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'd buy an MP5 for $600, a clone. I'd buy an AA-12 semi-auto for $600, $700, $800 if they make one. You can't tell me they're not making money at $800, right? If they sell them for $800, you can't tell me they wouldn't make money off that.
The only way they would do it is volume of sales.
They get it. I'd buy one. Bruce, would you buy one?
A12, no. MP5.
Here's also the thing about manufacturing. My job currently is manufacturing, and I've learned in the 1 month that I've worked there is that people always say, "Oh, well, can you make like a one-off, or can you make like a short run of something?" And
Good, but it costs more.
exactly,
Well, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
That for an object that most likely mechanical objects that like sell for $1,600 as like a base point costs almost like $50,000 to $90,000 just for the first one.
Okay, AWAC, just level with us here since you're in the manufacturing biz now. You're in the pocket of big manufacturing.
Oh,
So
totally pocket.
level with us and tell us honestly, if we wanted a one-off production of a firearm or just the parts of a firearm, how much would that cost us? Just
Well,
the ballpark for one.
it's so difficult, and I've actually experienced this when I was building both of my AKs. Is not in like the extreme, like $90,000 for one of them, but quite a bit.
So
You have
would it be like 30,000, 40,000?
you have your initial research and development costs, which is the amount of time it takes. Say you still need a computer to make the 3D models, and then you have to have a machine to be able to run those, and you factor all of those costs in. And in order to make the very first prototype, you're pretty much, depending on how long the research and development phase is, you still have tooling to buy, specialized tooling, raw materials, and basic other miscellaneous things like other durable goods that like your screws and all those other little fabrication bits and pieces that are already pre-manufactured to make the first one. Say if with my taking out the initial cost of building my M72, all that together to build my M72 with the barrel, the front and rear trunnions, parts kits, the receiver, and everything, that costed me $900. Now, the amount of tooling that I've burned through and pretty much broke, depending, because I'm still in a learning process of machining, I broke almost $1,300 worth of tooling because I'm still in that learning phase. And in the industry, it's shit happens. It's stuff that's out of our control. And if manufacturing was, this is what my boss told me, is if manufacturing was easy, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah. So, at AWAG, he went, on the high end build, meaning he did, he measured everything and all that stuff for his barrel and stuff. I got a populated barrel for my Polish gun. I ruined 2 receivers. I had to buy the press to press the rivets. I had to buy a drill press as well, and you have to get the build kit, not the build kit, but the all the tools to press everything in and out and rivets and all that stuff. And that cost me $450 just for that, and then the press was $120, $130. So I mean, just in tools, just from a parts kit with populated barrel and a finished receiver, you're talking about, I have $600-$700 in tools. I didn't break anything, but I also didn't go as far as AWAG did. But so and then the parts kit with populated barrel, it cost me I think $4.50, and then the receiver cost me $50. So you're talking $500 for just the parts, $700 or $800, or probably about $700 for the tools. So my first gun was $1,200, but then my second gun was $500.
Mm-hmm.
My third gun was $500.
The more manufacturing you do, essentially, the cheaper the object gets.
Yes.
That's why you see Ferraris and Lamborghinis and cars like that are so expensive, is because they only make a certain number of those cars, and they're most likely handmade. There's many, many, many manufacturing hours into those vehicles.
And they're shit because they don't have enough R&D time of them all the way together, and to get the manufacturing process down to where they're reliable.
Exactly. And they don't need to be reliable because people already, like, take the Bugatti Chiron, for example. The car costs $2 million. And before they even made their very first car, they were already sold out of their production line, which is crazy. And they made, I forget how many Chirons. I think they made 100. But that is $200 million. And before even one car was made. And essentially that is, like, that paid for all the research and development. And if these cars break, these people who already bought the car before they even got to look in it or sit in it and drive it. Like, when it comes to expensive cars like that, people throw around money like it's pocket change. I feel happy for these kinds of people, but does it make me kind of like, I'm kind of jealous, but at the same time, like, it's all the way, like, how manufacturing and research and development and basically the end product is essentially made. Sorry.
No, keep going. It's good conversation.
So basically, for these like the A12 or all this stuff, they wouldn't have to. They'd have to make a lot more than 2,000. They'd have to make 10, 15, 20,000. And is there a market out for that right now?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Is there? I don't know with how low the gun market is, and I mean how many semi-auto shotguns are selling right now. You have to look at what you're going to be competing against. If let's say you have semi-auto for $1,000 and they're sitting everywhere, you're not going to go out and make another semi-auto for a couple $100 less. You're still not going to sell it because semi-autos are still sitting there, and between $800 and $1,000, that's not a whole bunch of a bunch of money.
Well, the company that's making the AA12 semi-auto, they're doing it in a limited run. There's only 1,000 of them of both versions, and they're selling them for like the without the Picatinny rail, it's 3,000. With it's 3,200. So, it's just it's primarily what they may be doing. They may be doing a limited run because that's all I can afford to do right now to garner interest for it. And if the interest is there and they get more interest and more people want to buy it than what they have available on stock, that will give them incentive to possibly go and do mass production instead of small production.
Yeah, but how many guns start out at like a limited run? Let's say a $2,000, and there's enough interest into it. I don't think they'd be like, oh, we're going to have another run, but instead of it being $2,000, it's going to be $1,500. No, they're going to keep it up at that $2,000 range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Auto Mag.
Yeah, if they can do that, and if they can get people to buy that, great. But if they're just going to sell them for like $2,000 or $3,000 a piece all the time, that's a lot of money to drop on one semi-auto gun. And you're better off buying a different semi-auto shotgun at that point. You're paying that price for what it is, a semi-auto AA12. That's why you're paying that. And what's to happen? What happens if another company comes along and makes a couple changes to design and makes a knockoff for like half as much?
Exactly, and that's also another reason when it comes into patents. There was when it comes to patents, it's just like if you're going to have somebody that's going to steal your ideas, like say it's a $25 part that suddenly gets put on Amazon, somebody copied her design in plastic for, $5, then that takes that object that
you're going to have to sell more to get your research and design back.
Exactly, and sometimes it's just not worth it. Now, there are still parts that customers enjoy, like say an aluminum part, whereas on Amazon it's all plastic parts. That aluminum part is going to last a lot longer, and customers want the aluminum parts, but for a manufacturer, it's not worth it because it's taking $20 to make a $25 part.
Yeah, that pushes manufacturers to find ways to cut corners, unfortunately. But that happens. That is capitalism. If somebody can make the same thing at a better price to sell to people, that's part of capitalism. But again, again, that is obeying the laws as far as copyrights and patents and all that.
Yeah, that's why copyrights and patents is important, so the person that came up with the idea can get the research and development cost back so they could put it back into their company, and then after however many years or so, then it's fair game. Whoever has the best manufacturing, make it and sell it. That's fine.
Yeah, and that's another thing is if you patent something that there's a million other ways to do that object, unless it's specialized and it gets it done much, much quicker than all those other ones, there's no need to patent it. It's unnecessary.
So, Scott, you've been kind of quiet. You jumped in here, kind of in the middle. So, what's your take, Scott?
There is definitely a benefit to building on scale. Definitely will bring the cost down because look at AKs in general. I mean, you can pick up used surplus mags for $10 because there's warehouses full of them in Europe.
And it would take I don't even know how much it would take to make those. I mean,
I guarantee now, of course, to set up a new production line for them in the U.S., you're going to be talking $40, $50 mags, would bet.
Oh, to start off with, because you have the research and design. I mean, but once manufacturing goes and you're spun up, yeah, you're going to look at one of those mags and parts and stuff, and I bet you one of those mags costs $3 to $4 in parts.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's a matter
that's
of
once
buying all the, like you guys
manufacturing's
are
up.
saying, buying all the tooling,
Mhm.
getting it all working right.
So, no. But
Not to mention, advertising, packaging, shipping, all that fun stuff, all the logistics behind moving it out.
Yeah.
again,
Well,
we're
that's
not
the
saying
area.
that companies don't have to follow patents and copyrights and intellectual properties and all that. They still have to follow that, but patents eventually expire,
Yeah.
and when they do, that means everybody can make them. Case in point, like the 1911. Do you
Yeah.
think Colt would still be the only ones making them if the patent hadn't expired?
Do you think Colt would still be making them if the patent hadn't expired?
If the patent hadn't expired, do you think Colt would still be making 1911?
No.
No.
They wouldn't be making 1911s, and they would have been the only company that made 1911s at that point because they're the ones who had the patent on it at that point. But since it did expire, and Colt isn't, and everybody makes them now, then everybody can make them. The only time of which Colt didn't complain about everyone making the 1911 was during the First and Second World War, when we needed every company to produce everything in the country instead of outside the country because of espionage and all that. And there's more to it. There's more to it, but I'm doing the base level on this. The fact that of putting Americans to work and getting an American product. Okay? So, again, if the patents didn't expire in the 1911, Colt would still be making them, or they wouldn't be making them, but they'd still own the patents to it, and nobody else can make them.
I don't think they'd make them.
No.
They probably would be assholes and would do the same thing that they did to the Python. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And-
most of the
Link does show a point. He says the patent became freely produced not because of an expired patent, but because the United States government bought the design to use it, making it open source. That is kind of true. It's kind of true.
and as soon as the government buys it, it's fair game, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
They did it on contract. Those were that's different. But again, either way, everybody makes 1911s. You can get a cheap one. You can get an expensive one. You can get an expensive one made full of all MIM parts, like a member. But that's up to you. That's if you want.
So
You can get a llama for Foos.
hey, no. I got two guns heading my way right now, so
So, but again, anyways.
they're not 1911s.
Esparta, Zorro,
derivative.
what's going on?
I'm doing good. Speaking of 1911s, my first gun that I bought was a 1911.
Good.
First gun or your first handgun?
My first handgun and my first gun as well.
Okay. My
Solid
first handgun
first
purchase was a 1911. My first gun purchase was an AR-15, and I built that. I went and bought the parts to build it, and I went and built it. So
Nice.
My first handgun and gun purchase was a Springfield XT.
Nice. My 1911
So-
was a Springfield.
I sold it 2 months later.
Foos, you mean it was an HS-2000, not a Springfield XD?
No, it was HS-2000 stamped Springfield XD.
Okay. Well, as long as we get that,
Yes,
it did say made in Croatia, right?
I did not look, but I would say yes, since they still are say
Yeah.
made in Croatia.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I got spoiled with my first handgun.
What did you get?
I bought a CZ-P01.
Speaking of, I have those guns that I said that I have coming in. It's a pair of Shadow 2s.
Oh, you bastard.
Nice. So going on with this trend, Travis, what was your first handgun or your first gun?
The first pistol that I bought myself was a G20 Gen 2 10mm Glock. Yeah, my dad's buddy won it in a long distance shooting contest. That he's a big time long distance shooter guy. He didn't want it, so we just did a transfer. I think I bought it for $325 back in 1997. And then second gun that I purchased, just regular, well, actually the first gun I purchased, because that was when I was 21. First firearm I bought myself was a Remington 522 Viper semi-automatic 22. But we're talking like 1996 or something, like 97 or something like that when I bought it.
I remember that year vividly.
Yeah, there you go. It was an awesome semi-auto. I mean, I didn't know much about guns back then. And then after that, I bought an Enfield Ishapore 308 that I knew nothing about most herbs because it was like $95. I bought it and took it home and shot it a couple times, put it in the closet, kind of forgot about it.
Did you
Do you
sell
still
it?
have it?
No, I wish. I'm killing myself for getting rid of it. No. And again, I was not. I mean, I love shooting with my friends. We go shoot skeet out in a field and play around and stuff, plink around. But I didn't know. Didn't know anything about guns at all back then.
Hey, AWAG, what was your first handgun?
My first handgun was my 6 Sauer P226 and 357 SIG, an absolute laser beam of a handgun.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
Now,
right on,
what
man.
was your first firearm that wasn't a handgun?
My very first firearm, oddly enough, was my 1947 Mosin M44. I still have that today, and I love it.
Good man.
It's absolutely beautiful rifle because it's clean.
By the way, that AR-15 I built, I still have it. That's the bump fire AR-15.
So my first rifle was a Polish Tonsil.
Really?
Yes.
What happened to that one?
It's still in my safe.
Oh, nice.
And I have, last I counted, I'm like 10,706 sitting around it.
Nice. I kind of wanted to build the Polish Tantal, but I was
It's specialized.
yeah. I'm not entirely sure about it.
My first rifle was an AK-47, a Wasser 10.
Oh, you just triggered me, my guy.
So one thing I did stupidly on my Tonsil is I didn't like the Parkerized finish. I'm like, this doesn't look right. So I Theracoated the entire thing black. Handguards.
It's okay. That's okay. I mean,
I know, but now I'm like, I want the furniture now. And I don't want to go out and spend the money for the furniture.
Scott, what was the first rifle you got, or the first firearm you got?
It was a used 1022.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with 1022.
Especially older ones,
That's what it is. It's a older
one of the before they
I
It was
would
one
say
of the
the
older
older ones are
Walmart
better.
ones.
Yep.
Probably the best ones made.
Though I will say this. I would like to get an older one with maybe like a beat up stock and maybe replace it with like a lightweight polymer stock. And I know what you're going to say. Why would you do that? It's just I've held one with the lightweight polymer stock and they are so light. I just like the fact that it's lightweight. That's why I would do something like that. I
mine's
would
in the
still keep the
laminate
wood
stock.
stock. I would still keep the wood stock or the laminate stock. But again, I would definitely use it with a lightweight polymer stock just because the factor of, you get less poundage out of that.
So
Not pounds, but ounces, but
my take is this, is if a model is still currently being produced, do whatever the fuck you want with that rifle.
exactly.
If it's no longer produced or like
don't modify it.
yeah, like or at least don't permanently modify it. Like how you say you're going to swap stock or whatever. That's fine. If you get a Mosin, swap stock, whatever. Just don't do anything to the metal.
Don't cut the stock or
Right,
put
yes.
or weld anything like a scope.
So you're
rail.
saying I
Right.
shouldn't have my barrel threaded?
Well, okay, here's the thing. With the Mosins are freaking awesome when they're suppressed.
I've never had.
Oh, no, I want to make it louder.
Oh,
I want to see fireballs.
Then get an M44.
yeah, there you go. That'll do it.
M44s actually are incredible fireball makers. You should
Oh.
totally
Oh,
pick
yeah,
one
they're
up.
incredibly hard to find and expensive now.
Okay, you can pick up
Yeah.
a Type 50. Hold on, a Type 40
53. 53.
53. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
I have Do you know there's a difference between 43, 44, and 45 Mosins, Type 44s, and then 46 on? There's a difference in the bayonet.
I didn't know.
So it's not actually on the bayonet; it's on the bayonet lug. You know how they usually have 2 ears, like on.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I have a Type 44 made in 45. And it has the rear lug to keep it down, but as you swing it out, you have to physically pull that collar up to clear the barrel. And from 46 on, and same with all the Type 53s, it has an extra ear out there. So as soon as you start to swing it out, it kicks that out automatically. So I have a Type 53 and 44, and yeah, huge fireballs.
In the future, I'm starting to get all those that Tulsa footage I took. I'm starting to get all of that uploaded onto the YouTube channel. I did a short video of Sean holding his Ishaport SMLE. What was it? #1 Mark III grenade firing model. So, yeah. Keep a lookout for that. Also, keep a lookout for. If anybody doesn't know, we've got a member on Gun Channels named Just Dano. I've got a video of him, a short video of him shooting the the M3 grease gun.
Oh,
yo!
For the range day when you were out there, or no? What
for the range day? Because some of this footage is from range day, the day before we went to JM Davis. I've got JM Davis footage coming up too. But right now, the process is I'm releasing it. If you are part of the Indiegogo campaign, you're getting it first. Then it's going to go through Patreon, and then it's going to go for everybody else. So, just check all that out for those that did help me out on Patreon and on the Indiegogo campaign, and they'll see what kind of happened. Also, I have a video. And Travis is going to love this. I have a video that I did of the epic gifting of the Block 19 Model 11.
yeah.
I have
that one to
video
John Z.
Oh, that's going to be funny.
He looks so happy in that video when he got that box, and then he opened it, and his eyes went from being so happy.
You're looking to club you with that thing, dude. Seriously.
He looked like he wanted to murder Gary with it.
I love it when the next day when he came to the hotel room, he was concealed carrying it.
Somebody came to him with one of those universal holsters that they got at the gun show. And he was concealed carrying it because it's just a giant piece of iron.
John, what is that for a holster? It's called Uncle Mike's. I like it. I was like, all right, bro. Hey, man, you do you.
That video is out there. Travis is sitting right there in the middle having a great time.
Yeah, fun, man. I put all my Tulsa videos out, man. I put them all out there.
Well, I had some issues and some problems, and I'm trying to get through all that, but I've literally got everything.
I know you wouldn't open the door when we were trying to give you a pizza. What's up with that, man?
I even have the only video. I have the only video that has the full tour of G-Web's sleeper van.
Ooh, I got to peek inside of it. It was pretty awesome.
I got the full tour video with G-Web's narrating it himself.
Oh man, director's cut, Criterion edition.
So that is coming up. So keep on the lookout for that because that was actually a pretty good video. So that turned out quite well. Now I am working on editing some parts out because in some parts of the videos I did, someone who doesn't like to be on camera got right in the middle, even though I told him not to. So I have to edit that part out. I won't say
his face.
I won't say his name, but I have to edit that part out, and I'm working on that. It's a pain in the ass to catch it.
Pixelate his face, leave the hands, because we already know what G-Web's hands look like.
I didn't say it was G-Web's. It might be somebody else entirely. Again, but that's what's going on. So there's that. I just wanted everybody to know that's the process of releasing the videos right now, and I've got tons of them. So we got content for the next couple months. So
maximum content.
Maximum content.
I also want to let everyone know that I used the Patreon money I got this month to go and get a canopy gazebo so that I have a cooler area outside to shoot so I can continue doing the backyard chats and the backyard videos. So it's cooler now out there with that canopy, and I don't have the sun on me all the damn time. I should be able to make some better videos now and do some more videos. So I'm going to go and work on that too. So Night Strike is trying to put out more content out there for the viewer because I want you guys to see what I'm doing and be involved in what I'm doing. So there we go. All right. Has anybody else got a topic you guys want to go over or talk about tonight, or do you want to just cut it loose and end it?
I got a question about basically I'm going camping in a few months in November, and it's going to be like winter. Ish. I know I'm told not to worry about bears, but at the same time, I'm worried about bears.
Bring a 1911 or get like a Smith & Wesson 500.
And then make sure you live stream it when you get attacked. We'd love to see that.
Or you can
God.
always take a picture of California.
You can go viral, dude.
I mean, I'm gonna be bringing my M72 with me. I'm gonna be modifying it a little bit. I'm gonna take off the bipod because that's a little bit too much.
You're not
weight.
gonna have time to set that up when he comes.
I don't know.
On you, so.
Or
No,
you
I'm
can
not-
always
I'm
show the
not-
flag of California and it'll make it run.
Because
Yeah,
bears.
just get yourself a nice 357.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I'd bring the 762 by 39.
But here's also the
or
thing.
the 545 because the bear isn't going to care about it.
Oh no, the bear's not gonna give a rat's butt about
Do you have a 308 or like 762 by 54?
But here's the thing: is the two other people that I'm going with will also be using AKM rifles. So
Bring it with you, but if a bear charges you, I'm going to tell you right now, you want a full 30 caliber rifle. Or
Yeah.
something a little larger.
Powered.
You don't want. I hate to say this, but the 762 by 39 cartridge. It's a great cartridge. I love it. It's cheap, and especially in steel case.
mhm.
But here's the thing: I've compared the 762 by 39 to 762 by 51, and I got to tell you, the 762 by 51 may be heavier. The fact is that it's a full 30 caliber round instead of like a half 30 caliber round.
Yeah. I mean, it's a heavier
So-
bullet moving faster.
Yeah, just bring a Mosin.
I mean,
So-
yeah, but at the same time,
But
most,
hey-
Doing something semi-auto.
Hey,
yeah,
if you're going with your friends, and if they're bringing their AKs, you can bring your AK too, or you can be the cool guy and bring the Mosin, and you could still be the Soviet Union with them. You'll be fine.
yeah, true. But I
They,
also
they
thought
aren't. They aren't
about.
going to fault you
Mother
for.
Russia.
They aren't going to fault you for using
Mother
another
Russia.
Soviet rifle.
Mother Russia.
Yeah, I thought about buying a 338 Lapua Magnum,
Here's my
so
company.
just to make sure it gets dead.
I
Oh, that'll
would-
definitely do the job.
That may be overkill.
There's
Well, I mean-
no such thing.
No, that's what they hunt them with in Alaska.
All
Is a
right.
338?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because they don't want to get within like half a mile of them.
yeah.
I'll go
I don't blame
in
you.
and out its ass.
Hmm?
It'll just go in its head and out its ass.
I want to
don't
make
know.
sure it's dead. Gotta learn to make stuff more deader,
More deader.
more deader.
More deader than dead. You want it dead? You want it dead? Dead?
I want it dead.
God, I hate when people do that.
I want it
Yeah,
extra dead. I want to
yeah,
make
you
sure
did.
it's beyond dead.
Like you can get a good 123 grain SST custom round from Hornady that you could run through that AK if you want. It's got quite a bit of energy, dude. I mean, it's got serious ballistics behind it. You can drop,
It does. So there we go. AWAG, bring a 308, a larger 30 caliber rifle, or bring your 762 by 54.
And bring
and
a
your
Russian.
AK.
Dude,
I mean,
just bring your Barrett.
oh, totally. You gotta make sure that that thing is dead. Make sure every bear behind it is dead too.
It has to be Deadpool dead.
But not the 20 or 24-inch barrel. You got to shorten it down to 16.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean-
burn them to a crisp too.
Yeah, remember bring your flamethrower.
Hmm. Oh, then I'll have flaming bears coming after me. Nice job.
He doesn't have enough time to grab everything.
Well, remember, the the one good thing that happened in California is that apparently they couldn't get a flamethrower ban through. So, hey, Elon
go.
Musk's flamethrower is going through.
Ballistic flamethrower.
Ballistic.
The ballistic flamethrower.
It's a full semi-auto spray.
No,
Right?
it's a full semi-auto with arrows.
No, it's a full auto
It's a
spray.
full
They can drain
semi-flame
the
ballistic.
clip in 1.2
flamethrower.
seconds, all 85 rounds.
Oh man,
And remember, it uses a 30
a 30 caliber clip.
a 30 caliber
Let's
clip
not
magazine.
give the Democrats more ideas in California to be. They might actually be thinking it's true.
Yeah, but
True.
it's not true at all. And if they think that they're completely
Just imagine the
stupid-
bill. We do not want fully semi-auto flamethrower ballistic flamethrowers
Ballistic
Oh my God.
flamethrower.
With a vertical foregrip on it.
with a vertical foregrip and an extended barrel and with the bump stock. Okay.
But you know what's worse than a vertical foregrip? A horizontal foregrip.
Exactly. It has that just in case as a backup. And then it has a red dot on it too. It's like, yeah, this will work.
I'm like,
And you have to have a
Hold
bullet
on.
button. You have to have a bullet button.
A red dot on a flamethrower. Does it have ballistic composition?
No, it has a latch, a quick latch.
Okay. We got this is what every single anti-gunner will think of when they see or hear the word AR-15. All right, let me see. So there's this thing. I know it's airsoft and it's not real firearms, but imagine if this was a real firearm. You've heard of Mall Ninja? Well, this takes it to an absolute crazy. It's even got a spoon.
Oh my God! It's got a spoon.
What?
It's got a spoon.
All right, lock on that photo. You got to see
for
that.
accuracy, just in case.
Well, you might want to like
No,
sample
no.
your dead. You might want to take a bite out of it or
The
something.
spoon is a bayonet.
No, it is a tactical spork. Good for
It's a,
eating
a
jello.
tactical
Good
bayonet
for digging
sport.
trenches. Great substitute as a machete when you're walking away through the jungle. Jello
what's
not
funny?
included.
You can't use a real machete in airsoft
I gotta say one
competition.
thing. Just imagine they post this on there on the picture. We do not want this. This shit. That's not ergonomic. That shit don't work, man.
It's
That shit
missing the
don't work.
chainsaw bayonet too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Chainsaw bayonet.
I mean, it's got an EOTech on one
God.
side. It's got
No, there's like
three
a
grenade launchers. The
Is that
Beta
a-
C
wait, wait,
mag.
look. It has
Is
tactical
that an
tape.
optic behind an
It
optic?
has a tactical
Yes.
tape,
It's an optic behind an optic.
Or is it a magnifier?
and it has tactical tape, dude. That's
It's
bad.
even got a laser rangefinder.
Dude, that is so white trashical. It's not even funny, man. Is that for rear targets coming at you, or what? Is that?
And that vertical foregrip.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's it. That makes
Wow.
it
It's
right
a
there.
tactical toilet paper holder.
That's right. That's right.
Shit! Watch out! Do
And
not
you
buy
keep
this
combat,
rifle.
it'll
You
keep
back
you
on the
going
other
where you
side,
need
you're
to
like,
go.
oh no, it got
This
worse.
rifle needs to be banned.
Nah,
I
man.
like how they got 28 5-star reviews on it.
I know.
That
What
is
is
a
it, Bud's
high
guns?
capacity ass wiper.
That's
you go.
nice capacity
That's
wiper.
dual ply.
And it can go fully auto too to wipe your ass.
Oh yeah.
That's right. So when you go fully auto, when you're sitting out in the woods, it'll take care of you.
Atypical Jake is saying, is that the gun for Beverly Hills Cop? Does it come with an espresso machine?
I hope so.
Probably.
I mean,
There's a button that you actually click. It's like espresso ready. What? Where'd you come from?
yeah. The
Oh,
the toilet paper
snap.
is to clean up the poop of your enemies because they just poop themselves when they see this monstrosity.
Wipe the tears of your enemy.
So there's actually a YouTube video of this, guys.
Yeah, Link
Yes.
just went and posted the YouTube video of that out in the
Oh
chat.
my god.
Yes.
No.
Please
Yes.
look it up.
Here, I will
And
post it here for you guys.
Do they mention it's satire at the beginning of the video? Because if they don't,
No, they don't.
oh my god.
Of
That's
all
fine.
things
That's
Psycho
fine.
316 asks, is that shit 2-ply?
Let me check. Actually, it's
It looks it.
universal.
It's
Well,
universal. So
is it single ply or 2-ply? Go back to the TP. We got to see that close up. It's that. Bring that back up.
There's another one too, and I lost the I lost the name of it, and it's literally a pistol that's like in the same like format as this
Dude,
rifle.
it's like a club. It's a freaking rifle club.
Basically,
It's like you can hit him with it. He's like, hey, look at this stick.
yeah.
Drop them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I lost the name of it. And I gotta find it before the end of this chat.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, I think we're vastly approaching the end of the chat.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, did you find it?
I think so. Oh no, they were okay. Never mind. Don't have it.
That's the funniest thing I saw today. I have to show this to my dad because my dad's gonna be like, "What the hell happened here?" She's gonna say something in Spanish. He's gonna be like, "¿Qué pasó con esta chingadera?"
Well, it's Zorro. It's definitely missing the chancla for hand-to-hand combat. You know, you got to pop that off the back.
It needs the ballistic chancla, right?
Ballistic chancla. That's right. That's right. Designed by your grandma.
Exactly. That can like drift in midair.
It'll drop the biggest small child in one swipe.
You know what's funny? When I was younger, I pissed off my grandma and she threw the chancla and I was going around the door. And somehow, I don't know, that shit hit me in the back of the head perfectly. It hits you, huh?
Well, it's like, a Birkenstock, man. It's like a solid chunk of wood just popping you upside the back of the head. But you know what? Whatever you did before to make her mad, you never did it again, right?
Oh, I know. I told her I was sorry, and she says, okay, I never did it again.
See, there you go.
Never did
my dad would just make me go out and get a switch off the tree, and then that was pretty much it. I learned fast, buddy.
No, I got that one too.
Then make you go get your own. You have to go pick out your own. If it's not big enough, you got to go back and get a bigger one. So no,
they make you go get it. And if they didn't like that one, you're like, oh,
and you're crying the whole time, and it hurts even. I know it's terrible, but again, it works. It works. It's not like I was bleeding or anything when I got done getting whooped. I mean, you know.
Link is saying he's linked all three of the
all three, yes.
All three of the evil guns. So
this is definitely California. Not
so it was Pistol Fury. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Oh
my goodness, wow. This is great.
These are great. Thank you, Link. Thank you for contributing to the chat, Link.
I so want to make a pistol like this.
So,
speaking of ludicrous things to do with a pistol, did you know that a full-size Snickers bar will fit in the magazine well of a .40 caliber handgun?
Is that
I was going to open it with an M4 so that you could take it with you whenever you're on the road. You can just take it off and you got a snap right there.
AWAG, is that because you're not going anywhere for a while? Grab Snickers.
No, it's what it's for. It's for those people that you want to shoot at that have peanut allergies.
Oh wow, that's harsh.
Yeah,
that is. Holy crap! The vest.
it has.
The vest. He's looking at the vest now.
Holy shit!
No. Wait, I didn't even.
94-pound vest.
Oh God.
95-pound vest. Cost $2,400.
24.
I just saw the pistol. I was about to say, what the hell is that?
It's almost 100-pound vest. It's 100 pounds.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's great.
You got the vest now?
Yep. You know what?
Paper.
Oh man.
All right. So guys, I think we've ran full circle.
On that note.
On that note, yes. On that note.
All right, gonna have to call it in our stupid ludicrousness.
Thank you guys for showing up and jumping in. We got one last message from Link Hyrule 3. He says, Night Strike, by the way, Evil, the company who makes these things, is the largest airsoft retailer in the U.S. They are great. They're very pro-gun, politically active, and have good prices.
Cool.
Yes.
And he says... Link also says he often buys his firearms parts from them. Okay, well if they do actual firearm parts as well as airsoft stuff, I can support that.
Yeah, and they're based in California though.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm not a big airsoft guy. I don't like airsoft. I figure, you know what, if you're gonna spend that much money on a firearm, it better be real. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that is, most of the time is people are like, oh, you can go and get a real gun. But with a real gun, you can't necessarily go out and shoot other people without consequences.
Yeah, but then at the same time, doing airsoft and shooting people is simulating you going out and shooting people.
Exactly.
So,
it's giving you force-on-force training.
Unless you're going to go and join the military right after you're doing airsoft, then it could mess with your mind.
Now, but also here's the thing. There's a benefit of it is if you don't want to join the military, much like I did, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love military personnel and I support them 100,000%. I don't want to be shot at and potentially lose my life. Nobody wants to die. I mean, unless you're some weird emo kid that just kind of sits in the corner and cuts himself. But
that has gun fetishes or something.
But here's the thing with airsoft and paintball is that sure, the initial cost is expensive because you can go out and buy a rifle, but all you're doing is shooting at steel targets or paper targets. There's no you can still learn force on force with those kinds of things, even though if it is subconscious, you just go there to play and have fun.
Don't confuse that. I did not say anything about paintball. I support the playing and the sport of paintball because I used to do that myself. It's just, if you're gonna go and shoot people, with toys or mock guns or mock battles and whatnot, I would recommend doing paintball because they've been doing that for years.
Mm-hmm.
Even before it became a mainstream, commercial success. Before it was being done using mock military trials, doing with the military. They did paintball, as their mock battles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm more so at paintball because it's been pretty much tried and true. Plus, it's not a little BB that could get in someone's eye.
Exactly, but at the same time, airsoft is much more realistic in function of the.
I disagree. Rifles. I disagree that airsoft is more realistic. I don't know.
Well,
actually get welts.
Hold on. What I mean by realistic is the guns are true to their real life counterparts. The way in which you manipulate the rifle is the exact same as, say, you have an M4 airsoft gun and you have an AR-15. You can manipulate that airsoft gun exactly the same way that you can an AR-15. Minus the full auto capabilities. That's what I mean by what it's more realistic.
When they were on sale, they were on sale the other day for at Walmart because they were on clearance. They had an AR-15 style paintball gun. I went and bought it.
Exactly, but
just because of what it was. But again, this topic can go way down the rabbit hole, and it has. But if you like airsoft, do airsoft. If you like paintball, do paintball. Okay, I'm not saying don't do either one. I'm just saying that I personally don't see a reason for airsoft. I mean, that's just me. And you know what? I may be wrong, but hey, guess what? I'm allowed to have my own opinion because this is America. It's the land of the free, home of the brave, where we can have our own opinions. We can have conflicting opinions, and at the end of the day, you know what? That's what it's all about. So with that, on that note, we're ending it. So everyone, I'm going to go through, plug what you got to plug, and then we're out. So AWAG, what do you got to plug?
Nothing much. Just go check out my channel. Thank you for the invite, Night Strike. I always appreciate it. And everybody have a wonderful night. Go to bed, get some sleep, stop stressing about the stresses of the world. Unless it's desperately needing to be stressed about, then go ahead. By all means, stress as much as you want. Other than that, thanks for watching, you guys, and thanks for putting up with my annoying voice.
Yeah, it can get pretty annoying sometimes.
Oh, geez, way to rub it in. Thanks.
Not as much as mine.
No,
there are a lot of other voices that are more annoying than yours.
Yeah, like Foos's.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
No, Boost, you got anything you want to plug? Like anybody's show or anything?
Caliber Corner they're gonna be talking sport shooting. I think.
Yeah, we got 3 topics for Saturday. Sport, getting into any kind of competitive shooting was going to be one of the topics we were going to cover. I've been covering stuff from viewer requests the last couple of weeks, and it's been kind of fun. We've had a variety, so it should be good. I think we're going to talk about choosing a good hunting rifle. That was another one of the topics that came up. There's 3 topics total we're going to discuss. So.
Okay, so check out Caliber Corner.
Yeah.
Scott, you got anything you want to plug?
Just check out my channel. I'm slowly adding content to it when I get a chance.
Do you have a GunTube account yet?
Yeah, I do actually.
All right, check them out on GunTube as well. So.
Scott, what's the name of your channel so we can get it out there?
Scott P79.
Scott P79. Okay.
All right. Travis, go ahead and make your plug.
Yeah, again, Caliber Corner, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Make sure you get over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Got a lot of content coming out. If you go to patreon.com/TravisP11, I always post my YouTube videos a couple days early. So if you want to catch them early, you guys get exclusive access to them. Otherwise, that's pretty much about it. I'm just having a great time. I'm hitting the range a lot right now. And so I'm doing a video every probably 3 to 4 days. So, if I mention something in like an Instagram post or something, it'll get out there. It'll show up in about a week or 2 on the channel. So,
all right.
Good stuff, man.
Now, last but not least, we've got Zorro, our good friend Esparta.
So what's up, guys? I'm going to start making live streams, a couple here and there. I just need to talk to. There's going to be one coming up between all the Californians within California. Still trying to figure that one out.
If you do live streams and you do open, do an open chat, give me a link, bro. That's all I'm asking.
I'll be happy to join in, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought he was wanting all the Californians. You guys aren't in California.
No, I'm not.
I'm on the right coast. I mean, the still super lefty right coast.
Oh.
So yeah, I subscribe to gun channels. I'm on gun channels now. Basically sub to Travis, Nice Strike.
Which Travis? There's like me or Midnight. You're subbed to Midnight Range also, right? Midnight Range TM.
Yeah. So
okay, Cooking Channel, and then there's Travis T, and all right.
And Scott and Nice Strike.
Doro, did you vote for Travis Allen out in California?
Yes, I did. I voted for
Travis.
Travis.
That's the two.
Right. Can't go wrong with
Travis. You can't go wrong, man.
You can't.
So, all right. Zorro, just make sure you go and sign up for guntube.org and make an account there too. So,
GunTube, can you send me the link? Because I've been trying to look for that one, but on my browser it doesn't show.
It's guntube.org.
Yeah, it's California, just like
we allow Californians in California.
When you look up
the Great Wall of California,
the Great Wall of California, we know
the Great Wall of California,
and hopefully Sunday
hopefully you might be able to make it the great state of New California soon.
Exactly, the NCR, dude.
The NCR. All right, so
back Fallout vibes.
Everyone, go check out guntube.org if you can. If you do stuff on YouTube, go ahead and make an account. Upload a couple videos. Don't upload the entire archive from YouTube. I can't handle that right now.
Travis.
But go ahead.
P11.
I'm trying to take out Gunstream
let me make my plug, right? Come on. I'll let you guys make your plugs. Now, upload 5 to 10 videos. Have fun with it. Again, check out gunchannels.com. It's where we all met. Most of us have. Some of us have gotten to gun channels from just our YouTube channels, but check out gunchannels.com. It's the Facebook for guns, but so much more.
It's
check it out. All right. Remember to watch Hit or Miss Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock. We're watching it right now, but we're going to try and keep the 9 o'clock schedule. Tonight was just a one-off. Check out the Friday Night Strike at 8 Eastern. And you know what? That's it. So with that, we will see you later, guys. You guys everyone take it easy. Have a good night. and we'll see you on the next one. So thank you all for watching on the YouTube side. Thank you all for watching on the Gun Channel side. This was Hit or Miss.
Bye, Felicia.
Adios, Felicia.
Bye, everyone.
Later.
Come on, be
Adios.